Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hey,
back.
what's up?
What's up?
Guess what? We're doing the Sea of
Um,
Monsters movie now, huh?
yes, we are.
Yep. Yeah, this is gonna be hell because I do not like
Yeah,
the Sea of Monsters movie. Probably more than the Lightning Thief, but yeah.
it's it's an interesting movie to say
Mm-hmm.
the very least.
So, if you guys
Yeah.
have no idea what's going on, we are just we're Rick Riordan fans, and we
Mhm.
like his books. Percy Jackson, Pins, all that stuff, and he had his books and made his movies, and they were horrible. And we are here to talk about them. Fans talking about the movies. So yeah,
Yep.
we had already done The Lightning Thief, so the first version, the first movie of this. So go check that out if you haven't. Go check out both versions on both of our channels. So my channel is that PJO guy, and
I'm Reader4ever6.
indeed, and
Yep.
we are going to just talk about it. We're going to rank like how we feel about the movie, rank how we feel about some of the characters, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun today. So, or not, we'll see. Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm not ready for this, but you know what? Let's shall we get into this?
I think we shall.
All
Let's
right,
go. All
lovely.
right.
Okay,
So, you ready?
no. uh,
All right. Question one for you.
mm-hmm.
First question. How good is the Sea of Monsters movie? As a movie, don't think about the book.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about the movie. Just as a movie.
Yeah.
You went to go see the movie and you haven't read the book.
Yeah.
How
Okay.
is it? How good is it from 1 to 10?
Okay. So just strictly as a movie. Oh man. Um. Okay. Sea of Monsters is definitely worse than Lightning Thief in my opinion as a movie. It
Okay.
didn't it just the colors were really washed out. Like they were like an ugly bluish orange. I didn't like that one bit. The I realized like I was like when I was watching it, I'm like there was a few lines that just didn't need to be in the movie. I'm like, why is this here? There was one example of this is when Percy like failed at the beginning. Like he was battling Clarice to get to the top of this tower, not the lava wall for some reason because why do I need that? It's some random spinning tower thing, and then he fails, right, and then Clarice goes up to him to like boast like haha you didn't win this time, Jackson, you suck, or something like that. And then
Mm.
this is the line that I was like, why the hell is this here? Annabeth goes, he saved Olympus once, that's more than you've ever done, Clarice. And I'm just like, ugh. Okay, what was the point of that? Like, if you just like said something stupid, like if Clarice just like mocked Percy then ran away, that would have been like funny. But now it just turned into an awkward situation. So, anyways, what I'm getting at is that this is a 5 out of 10. This kind of sucked.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Valid. Very valid. All of it.
It's just like it has a lot of pacing issues. It's not
Mhm.
even. It's not even like I don't know. I didn't even enjoy the battles. Like, I don't know.
Honestly, very fair. I
Yeah,
feel that.
yeah. I don't know.
And there weren't even really battles in this. There's like the one on the boat.
Mhm.
There's the beginning with when they're like training at camp
Mhm.
and with the bulls. And
Mhm.
then there's like the final battle. There isn't really too much else going on. Like and they kind of fight Polyphemus, but that's more of a like running around and playing like catch with the golden fleece.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Yeah, that one sucked. But I mean,
yeah.
for those of you that are pissed off that I gave it a 5 out of 10, then ho ho, just wait for the freaking next question. Oh, I'm gonna
Oh
absolutely shred
man.
this stupid movie. But
Y'all, please let us know in the comments what you think of this movie and also our rankings and if you think what we say to justify our rankings is valid or not.
yeah, leave your opinions in the comments too. Let us know how much you liked it as a movie, how much you liked it as as whatever, right? And we will definitely check that out because I am very interested in your opinion. So yeah, um,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that's my ranking. It's just I don't know. It was made by the guy who made the fucking Green Lantern movie. So the live action Green Lantern. So
Yeah.
it tells you a lot about what happened there.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyways, that as a movie, it's just a 5 out of 10. It's it's definitely it's not better than the first one, but I mean it's not awful, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's just. So okay. Good answers. Good
thank you.
explanations. I liked it. Yeah.
Lovely.
And agree. You know, it
No, I don't
definitely
agree with
stuck.
myself. Nah, nah.
Oh,
But
you're like, I changed my mind already.
no, it's a 10 out of 10. I change.
10 out of 10. Okay. So, next question. How
Okay.
good is The Sea of Monsters as an adaptation?
Oof.
1 to 10.
Oof. I am going to shred this movie. Um. Okay. Okay. Where do
Yeah.
you start with this one? Oh Lord, please. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Where do you start is a very great question.
I'll. I'm gonna say just first and foremost, I'm probably gonna give it like a 1.5 out of 10. Now that's really low. So
That is very low.
no, wait, 1.5 should I? Ooh, that's a tricky. No, no, no. I'll change it. I'll change it to two. I'll do two.
To 2?
To two.
Okay.
To two.
I was gonna say maybe as a reference, I don't know if we should make 1 the lowest or 0. No, because it's a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
I was like, is 0 the lowest? We're
Zero
not
is just
including 0.
like
No, 1.
non-existent. Like I will
Yeah.
never ever like there like what the hell? Like zero would be
Mhm.
like um
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
but yeah, so
Yeah.
um as an adaptation, I think it's like a 2. Now, most people are probably going to be like, well, this like technically it was a better adaptation, it had like okay, I'll give it this. It followed the story a little bit more, like we in terms of like what they did specifically. They went to Hermes, and then they went on the boat, then they went to Charybdis, then they went to like the island. They went to Cersei's island, but for some reason Polyphemus was there, which shouldn't have been there. Should have been Cersei, but you know what? Whatever. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit, but the problem here is just everything. But where do you start? So, um, there's a part where Percy, Tyson, and Annabeth are on the cruise ship. It's not a cruise ship, by the way. Actually, it's a freaking yacht. It was
It's
supposed to be a cruise ship, but you know what? We don't have the budget
Yep.
for that because we're just lazy. But
Hmm.
so Percy's like, or they're all crouching behind this box, just watching these people go up these stairs. Like they're like just talking like bad guys, right? And Annabeth looks to Percy and says, "That's Chris Rodriguez, Ethan Nakamura, and Selena Beauregard." And I just go, "Uh oh, what did you just do?
Yep.
Oh no,
She just skipped
oh no."
ahead like 3 books. That's what she did.
For all of you who read the books, you'll know why this is a problem.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess they wanted to throw in Ethan. That's not that big of a problem, but I mean, Chris. I mean, he was also there too. But Selena Beauregard? No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. You're not allowed to put Selena there. She is not supposed to be there. She.
Yeah.
Oh no. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, that was a problem for me. Um, what
Hmm.
else? I mean, so those are just like the small stuff. Like literally, uh, I don't like. I don't want to talk too much about the characters because we're gonna get into that later. Those were like a
Yeah.
really main problem for me was the characters, but just
Hmm.
other stuff that they did. I mean, I'll give it like a
Yeah.
few positives though because I like how they gave them shirts instead of armor. It made it look a little bit more natural because they do wear shirts there
Yeah.
instead of freaking
Uh-huh.
armor all the time.
Yeah.
We had a dining pavilion. They included a little bit more
Hmm.
stuff from the books. Like they even like Dionysus,
Yeah.
Clarice, all of them are there now, which is nice. But
Hmm.
it just for me it rings so hollow because I'm just looking at this and I'm like, okay, you gave us all this, but you did nothing with it. I don't know, like,
Yeah, it's like they added all that, but like the delivery and the setup for it was just so bad.
mm-hmm,
Like they
mm-hmm,
failed so hard to like present all of that to us,
and
I think.
the last thing I want to mention, because I need to talk about this. This is the reason why I'm putting it under Lightning Thief. This is like the only reason. It's because of the ending, man. Oh my god. Who in the hell of the right mind? Okay, as a movie it doesn't work, and as an adaptation it definitely doesn't work. So Percy. So no, I can't say this. Percy, Percy and Tyson beat up Luke, right? The fleece is on the freaking sarcophagus, raising Kronos. They beat up Luke, and then Percy and Tyson have like a little hug moment. They're like, "Oh, brother, I missed you," right, or something. And while they're hugging, this fleece is healing Kronos. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, "Take the freaking fleece off the thing! It's like just move it off." And then they look at it, and then the thing explodes. Oh, you had one job, right?
Yeah.
And then
Uh-huh.
Kronos is like this weird like Lego thing. Not even Lego. He's like crumbling, but he keeps reforming, and it's just
Yeah.
weird. I don't know how I feel about it.
It is weird because like it's supposed to be putting him back to life, right? But it doesn't even show like a progression
Yeah,
of him getting put back together. He's still just like a bunch of chunks
he's just
like through
like
the
a
whole
Lego
battle.
character over here. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's weird.
I'm like, oh, he like throws his hand and the chunks fly everywhere. I'm like, what the hell type of battle
Yeah.
is this? It doesn't even look
Yeah,
good on
no, it's
film,
weird.
but
I
so
mean, it wasn't even supposed to happen. So
yeah.
what do
Then
you figure?
another problem for this was, um, Percy's sword is glowing. So right when Kronos rises, Percy's sword is glowing, and he looks at it, and he and Kronos says, "The cursed blade," and Percy's like, "Cursed blade shall reap," and I'm like, "No, no, that is not the cursed blade." Oh yeah, I forgot about the prophecy. I'll get into that after, but. Literally, like he's like, this is the cursed blade, and I watched the movies before I read the books, and for the entire time of reading PJO for the books, I thought that Percy's sword was the cursed blade, and I was like, oh, I thought I knew it, but I mean, I was happy to be, like that wasn't the case, so I didn't
That wasn't
expect
the
it.
case.
So, but
Yeah, and you weren't like so technically you weren't spoiled
yeah,
on
I
it.
wasn't
So
spoiled,
it was cool. Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm ranking it as an adaptation, so that sucked to see.
Yeah.
And then he's like, so this is already a problem already. So then Kronos literally picks up Percy, and he's like, "Ha, ha, ha, Percy Jackson, your fate it was made long ago," and he like crushes him,
Hmm.
and then it's like, oh yeah,
Hmm.
well he gets the sword and he breaks his hand. Oh, I make my own destiny, whatever, blah 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 blah. Cool,
Yeah.
average lines, and then he just
Yeah.
jumps up with his sword and just slices down his belly, and that's it. Kronos is dead. You have got
Hmm.
to be kidding me. The final boss of the entire series. This is like the build up to everything of what Kronos did in the fifth book of Percy Jackson. Holy fuck,
Yeah.
it was amazing. But then he just dies by one like thing. That's it.
One slice down the middle.
It's so
Woo!
stupid. And then
Yep.
they go back to camp, okay?
Hmm.
And they put the freaking fleece on the tree, right? And I don't have no problems with this. And Percy's like, oh my god, so Talia gets revived. And he's like, maybe Talia is the child that is but the prophecy. And they left the sarcophagus on Cersei's island. I can't believe this. Like, they left the main bad guy. Like, there was nowhere he can go. He couldn't get out of his sarcophagus, nothing. They left him just on the island. They just left him there. Because, cool, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, that really sucked because
That happened.
I didn't understand. Were they trying to like go for a sequel? Because how could you have gone for a sequel if you just killed the main bad guy in 2 seconds? Like, what?
That was my whole thing with like the last one too, is like, okay, where is this universe gonna go if right away Keith chucks Luke off a building?
Yeah, Luke
Like,
basically dies.
yeah, and then in this one they also chuck him off somewhere and make him land back in Polyphemus's place
Yeah,
and imply that Polyphemus is like gonna
eat
eat
him.
him.
Yeah,
So it's just like, okay, this is already becoming very old.
yeah, they did it last
You
time.
pretending, yeah, pretending that like the bad guy is like dead,
Yeah,
and then oh no, but they come back again, and then there's a new problem. But
Mm-hmm.
like in the books, it's a continuous stream of like stopping his next part of his plan
Mm-hmm.
and then retreating back to camp. But like knowing that he's still out there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I said,
Hmm.
this is a 2 out
Yeah.
of 10.
2 out of
Just a
10?
little bit lower than the Lightning Thief, which I gave a 3 out of 10. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, you're welcome. I am not sorry for putting this lower. I
Um, you know,
think
I
I
agree.
think that's like
Everything.
like honestly, you could talk about it for freaking years, but
Yeah.
I got the
Oh,
main points.
we could sit here forever and talk
Oh
about it.
yeah,
That's, oh, no.
but yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So 3 out of 10. Awesome. Or not 3 out of 10, 2 out of
Two
10.
out of ten. Yeah.
2 out of 10. 3 out of 10 was Lightning Thief.
Hmm.
Um, okay. So now that we've got that out of the way,
Ooh.
let's talk about our main character,
Oh
Percy
no.
Jackson.
Hmm.
How good was Percy in Sea of Monsters
Hmm.
compared to Percy in the books?
Yeah.
The book Sea of Monsters.
Hmm.
Um, rank him 1 out of 10.
Yeah. Freak. I'm really unsure because I gave Percy a 4 out of 10 in the Lightning Thief thing, and I would still stand by that.
Uh-huh.
With this one, I don't know because I think originally I was gonna put him lower, but right, like I after rewatching it, um, I don't know.
Do you want to talk it out first?
I think I do. Okay,
Uh,
so there's a few
it kind of
things.
helps.
There's a few things I noticed going on. So they made Percy this very insecure guy. And
Uh-huh.
that's not to say that he doesn't have his insecure moments, but that's not really his character. I'd say that's more Leo's
Yeah.
character. Like,
Oh, for sure. And
yeah.
they really pushed that in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They're
And
like, he's like second guessing, like if his dad really like wants to help him out at all and stuff. And
yeah,
I'm just like, where is this coming from?
his personal
Yeah.
flaw is sorry, his fatal flaw is personal loyalty. That is his flaw,
Yeah.
not insecurity. So
Yes.
like that was a problem for me just because like he acted like such a baby. Like Annabeth and Grover, like you're awesome, Percy. You saved Olympus. You're cool. And he's like, I suck. And I'm like, who is this guy? This doesn't work. Like
Yeah. No, exactly.
I
It's
don't
just like, why?
that
Why did you do this?
so that sucked. They did though. So even though they added this whole insecurity thing, I did see what they were going for with it. Like in the movie. Like they did make it like even though it wasn't a theme originally in the books, they did make a constant effort to like keep that as a theme. So like even later on, he's like, yo, I suck, and then like who would vote me as a leader, and then everybody like raises their hand, and it's like get some confidence. And
Yeah.
I see that they tried to do something with like an insecurity kind of thing. I mean, it doesn't really work, but it's not like the worst thing. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's okay because it does give him a little bit of a character. Like
Hmm.
it shows like oh he's weak. He's like yeah, not weak. He's showing weakness is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Not like in the first
Yeah.
one where he's like, my mother died. She's gone. Oh
Hmm.
well, cool cap. Like,
Yeah.
and he's just like, I want to go save my mom. Like, I don't know. He doesn't have
Yeah.
much of those moments that he has in like Sea of Monsters, where he's just like, Dad, where are you?
Hmm.
I kind of
Yeah.
like that a little bit, just because we didn't have
Hmm.
much of that in the Lightning Thief.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he feels more bland in this one. He's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't stand out to me in this one. Maybe I don't know why. He just doesn't feel main character-ish. None of them feel main characters, but like Percy for some reason just
Oh, you know what? That's a very good way of putting it.
right? Like in this movie he doesn't
Yeah.
feel like a main character.
Yeah, even though he is, but it's just something about the way that they like
Told
wrote
it.
him for this movie and like directed it and everything.
Yeah.
Just it's almost like you want to root for him, but you like don't have the motivation to. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing like drawing you in about it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I want to add on that in the book, like in the first book, in The Lightning Thief, he wants to rescue his mom
Yeah.
so bad because like that's the most important thing to him. Um, so what could be like equally worse to him losing his mom and wanting to go find his mom? Losing his best friend.
Oh yeah.
So in the book,
That was when was Grover.
Grover was gone from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So he like was determined to find him and help him like from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So that was his motivation through the whole thing. And then in the movie, Grover doesn't disappear until later on after they've left camp.
Yeah.
So it's like that whole aspect of it is like flipped around and like misused.
A hundred
So
percent.
it takes away a lot of like moments that show how strong uh like Percy's friendship is with Grover and like how much he cares about him and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's also a few things that I want to like just like touch on before I forget. Um,
Mhm.
there was a lot of things that like I know a lot of people like no one like dislikes Sea of Monsters, but in terms of like like the book, like no one dislikes
Yeah.
it, but like in terms of like compared to the other
Mhm.
books, people usually like the other ones before Sea of Monsters, right?
Yeah.
However,
Honestly, I'm guilty for that.
yeah, I'm a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm a little it's not that I do not hate Sea of
oh
Monsters
yeah, me
at
neither,
all.
me neither. Don't
It
yeah,
is a good
it's a
book.
great book. Yeah.
But compared to the other ones, especially the last three,
Oh yeah.
there's just like the other three, there's just other stuff to them that makes me love those ones more.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So,
I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
It's just it feels a little bit similar to the Lightning Thief. It's yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
Very much.
even though like it's not as loved as like maybe the other ones, I still
Mm-hmm.
like I still think there was so many crazy iconic moments that I can't wait to see on film. A few of those, I mean, we talked about it a little bit. We're gonna get into it later with Annabeth, but you know, him helping Annabeth and comforting her while under
Mm-hmm.
the, you know, when he made the bubble and just like oh,
Yeah, he just let her cry
so much
into
art is
him.
about that. I love it, but
Oh man.
great. That was a great scene. But
Yeah.
there was that. There was also one more thing I want to remember. So Percy, while they're trying to escape the Princess Andromeda in the book,
Mm-hmm.
they were getting shot at with arrows, and there was a clear point. I mean, it's not like memorable, but for me, I was like, damn, this is awesome. Percy concentrates and he slices the arrows in half before like they reach him, and I'm like, yo, that's awesome. That's like some Star Wars type stuff right there. I'm like, yes, and
Yeah.
in the freaking movie. Like Luke gets this like weird crossbow thing and shoots it at him, and Tyson takes the hit for him, whatever. But and I'm just thinking, Percy literally deflect like in the third book. No, sorry, the second book, Percy deflected arrows. In the third book, he deflected a freaking bullet. Why can't this guy just do the same thing? Like, why did he let Tyson take the hit? I don't know.
Another point is um to add on to what you said earlier about he doesn't seem like a main character
Yeah.
because that all seems like stuff that main characters should be able to do in a movie like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And even like the way how they do it, they don't make like Percy seem like too overpowered. It's just like it's like the
Hmm.
way they make it is he just concentrates on the sea because he's next to the sea while he's doing it, and he's just like he concentrates and it helps him like get the arrows. And I'm like that makes sense, right? It's not like overpowered like oh he's just awesome. Like it makes sense, but I just it sucked to see that these moments like sure it wasn't as memorable as maybe like some Titan's Curse scenes or whatever, but still there was so much stuff here that they really could have taken advantage of that they just I don't know they just didn't because you know Green Lantern is so cool. Let's go, woo! Um, but yeah, no, Percy 4 out of 10. There you go, guys. I'm
Yeah.
sure we're not gonna
Okay.
get. I'm not gonna get like too much like. There's gonna be no hate for that. Like he's whatever.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Also, because you keep mentioning how the Green Lantern
Yeah.
directed this. So, uh, I actually like looked that up because I'm like, isn't his name like Thor or something?
It,
Because like I thought it was kind of cool. It's actually a different director.
Wait, it's not the Green Lantern guy?
It's not.
What? Oh,
No.
shoot. I swear. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. I think he wrote it.
Oh,
I think he
maybe.
wrote it. I don't think he directed it. I think he wrote it. Did he?
Okay, because I was like, I remember, well, like the Sea of Monsters director's name was like Thor, and I thought that was really cool, even though he did a really bad job adapting this movie.
Um, Screenplay. Mark Guggenheim. Totally not searching this up right now. I know this by heart, of course.
Not
Oh,
believe
wait. No, 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 no. He
everything
did.
from.
He did. He did. He did Green Lantern. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
It was with. Yeah. It was with. So his name is Mark
Yeah.
Guggenheim.
All right. So, that was a fun one.
Yeah, that one was a bit.
Um, so next question. How good is Grover Underwood in the Sea of Monsters movie compared to Grover Underwood in the Sea of Monsters book as a ranking? 1 out of 10.
Yeah. Um. Interesting. I mean, Grover wasn't supposed to be in this book as or in this movie as much as he was. Like, eh,
Hmm.
in the book, like he
Yeah,
wasn't there
no,
from the
he really
start,
wasn't. Yeah.
and
But Percy
yeah,
had a lot of like dreams about him, so.
yeah. But that was the thing though. I liked it because I like how the book started. It's like he's in a dream, and
Yes.
Grover's wearing a wedding dress, and
Yes.
he's like in a cave, and it's just so mysterious, but also so hilarious. It's the
Hmm.
perfect like opening to just a Rick Riordan book.
Yeah.
You can't get better than that. Just Grover in a wedding dress, him talking
Hmm.
to a giant cyclops, and he's just like it's freaking hilarious. And Percy's just like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, not his exact words, but basically the same
hmm
thing. Yeah.
Grover didn't really change too much in Sea of Monsters like Percy, I guess. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know. Like he was there more. Like he didn't get kidnapped immediately. He got kidnapped more like halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's
I will say, with regards to like his character in those aspects, he is definitely not a womanizer in this
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
And like that part is just so great.
yeah.
I'm
He's
like,
nothing
thank
like that
you.
anymore.
Thank you for not making that a thing.
I mean, he made them go
God.
to the store to drink nectar, which doesn't make any sense, but you know,
Well, yeah, how they introduced nectar,
they make it sound
not
like it's
ambrosia
alcohol.
with it.
Like they make it sound like
Yeah,
it's
but
booze. They're like, you
like
haven't
it's
lived. And
demigod booze.
I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, you just drink nectar.
No,
That's of
that's
course what you do.
not.
Yeah, that's exactly like the book, of course. But
Oh, God, I cringe.
But you know what? Like I kind of feel like giving like at least somebody a little bit higher of a score, so I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 10. Grover in the last one for me was a 3 out of 10. So just for the simple fact that he doesn't like just do some stupid shit with women anymore. That was a
Yeah.
real like it was a waste of like lines in my opinion. And plus
Hmm.
I don't know. I think Grover was like honestly like a pretty like compared to like the last one where I feel there wasn't much use for his comedy, in this one I felt his comedy was a little bit more welcome.
How good is Annabeth Chase in Sea of Monsters, compared to the book 1 out of 10?
Can I, I like how we word the questions. How good, as if it's
Oh,
gonna
good.
be good. Like not
How
how
good.
bad, how
What
freaking
should we say? How accurate?
terrible. like
How terrible is Annabeth
like
compared?
we're assuming it's gonna be good. Like no. Um, Annabeth.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's another
Hmm.
one where I gotta just ease into it. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, Annabeth. I'll first talk about the sirens. She had a
Yes.
whole like this.
She had a whole thing,
Had a whole thing.
guys.
Had a whole
A
thing.
whole character development thing in this book,
Yeah. I
in many aspects.
I kind of want to like just like make a mental note before we like say this. So, in
Hmm.
PJO, like the Percy Jackson Olympian series, there's like a focus I noticed for each book. So at least is how I see it. The Lightning Thief focuses on Percy. The Sea of Monsters focuses on Annabeth. the Titan's Curse focuses on Talia. The Battle of the Labyrinth focuses on Grover, and the Last Olympian focuses on Luke. I'm
Hmm.
saying, like, within the PGO series, this was Annabeth's book because we got to see a little bit of her past, a little bit more of her
Hmm.
past. We got to see her struggles. We got to learn about fatal flaws. Um,
Yes.
she like told like Percy about a little bit about the prophecy too, and like oh,
Hmm.
and then she like saved Percy from Cersei's island, with like using the pills to like make it so she was immune to magic for a little bit, and like save Percy from being a freaking hamster, a guinea pig, not a guinea
Yes.
pig. It was a guinea pig, and there's a really big problem too because I'll just start from like the most obvious parts. So the main highlights that I think were really missed was her relationship to Luke. Like we really got to see that more. Like we got to see her interact
Yes.
with Luke and like how she feels about him being evil and like
Hmm.
like just her being so and Annabeth trying to like convince him to come back and it's just like it's not working and it's so good. That was great to see that we didn't get because we didn't really get much. I mean, they tried to do a little bit of it with like the Cyclops thing with Tyson, but it didn't hit at all. So then we
Yeah.
later on learn about like Percy's like like she wants to hear the freaking sirens and
Hmm.
she's like struggling and all that
Yes.
stuff, and then
Oh, this part.
we get to see inside her mind and in her mind, right? So Percy's like trying to swim to like save her from not going to the sirens to get killed, and
Hmm.
Percy like grabs her, like they're thrashing in the water, and it's like no, let me go, and then Percy was able to bring her under the water and create an air bubble, and she's like crying on his shoulder on his shoulder, and it was just such a wholesome moment. And the reason why she was crying is because in her mind, like Percy can see inside her mind in this moment, and the sirens, what they do is they trick they trick travelers into like making them see what they most desire in life, what they want most, right? And what Annabeth wanted most, more than anything, was a world where she designed, so like buildings she
And
built,
picture.
right? And
Yes.
it's her dad, Luke, and like Athena
Athena.
sitting
Hmm.
on a picnic, like table, no, a picnic blanket, right?
Hmm.
And they're all
Yeah.
just like lounging, and they're all like looking at her with pride, and like they're all like really just happy to like be with her, and
Hmm.
it's so freaking emotional, and I'm just like
Yeah.
I don't know. You have these stupid scenes where it's like Percy's freaking like talking with Luke about nonsense, or these annoying times where like Annabeth doesn't like Tyson, and it's like I would have loved to see like this visualized, you know?
Yes. Instead.
I don't know, but that was a real
Hmm.
bummer that we didn't get to see any of that.
Hmm.
And there was a whole point though why we saw all that. So after that, we learned that her fatal flaw is hubris, and then Percy makes a joke how he thinks it was he thought she said hummus. this guy, um, this guy never gets old. And then uh, uh, Annabeth is just like um, talking about, oh yeah, we have fatal flaws and stuff, and hers is hubris. Like she gets too prideful and stuff,
Yeah.
and we while she's saying this, like they get to Cersei's island, and Percy's a freaking guinea pig, and she's like has a whole makeover, and she Cersei comes in and promises her like, oh, you have all the knowledge in the world here. That's what she wants a lot. She wants a lot of knowledge, right? She loves knowledge. She's an Athena kid. She has all the books here she could ever want. She can learn about magic, right? She can become stronger, like live for a long time, all that stuff in Cersei's island. And chill with Rhaena because Rhaena's there. But um, uh,
Yep.
but in that moment, she doesn't do it, right? We learn that she has hubris, but guess what? She overcomes that. It shows that she's a strong character. But guess what? Annabeth does literally nothing in the movie, because why would she? You want to know what she does in this movie? She becomes blonde. That's what she does. She becomes a blonde.
Literally. Literally.
Well done. And while I am very, it's nice that she's blonde, But I can't
Mm-hmm.
help to feel that they did it because they introduced Clarice, who has dark hair, so they didn't want to get them mixed up. And also, like, you could have just done it in the first movie. It was so easy. The only emotional thing we ever get from her is that, like, she like looks at like a little leaf from Talia's tree, and she's like,
Yeah,
she gets
she's
sad
pulling
over
it
it. I mean,
out.
I guess that's something, but I don't know. We don't. I just don't care because like I don't care about this character in this movie, not the book. Of course, I love the character in the book, but
Oh yeah.
in the movie, I don't care because it's like sure we have a little flashback of them as kids, like, uh, uh, and it's just like okay, but I just don't care. Like you already ruined the character so much for me, and
Yeah.
while I was watching that young like like it was a little flashback of like when they were kids. Remember that part?
Yes.
I was
No,
like
and like
thinking,
that's how it opens up the movie is with
yeah,
that scene.
I was
Yeah.
like thinking, why didn't they just do this? Young actors, like these young actors did a pretty
Lit-
fine job. I was like, what?
Yeah. And like that's how they should have been in the Lightning Thief,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Annabeth, I didn't rate her yet, but yeah, Annabeth, in my opinion, I gave her a 3 out of 10 the last one. For this one, I'm going to have to put
Mhm.
her lower. I'm sorry. 2 out of 10 for Annabeth. Just, I get
Wow.
it. I get it. You know, she's blonde,
Yeah.
right? You know, maybe she had like this little freaking thing where she was sad about Talia, but
Mhm.
overall, like, she just had so many more scenes that they could have done that they just didn't, that it really hurts it more. It really just,
Mhm.
ugh. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll take the blonde hair,
No,
but
for
I'm
sure.
more here for the character. So, yeah. Annabeth Chase
Yeah.
is a 2 out of 10.
2 out
That
of
is
10.
not good. Damn it, freaking
No.
Green Lantern writer. Uh,
Why did you have to screenplay this movie?
why did you have to do
Why?
that? uh,
How dare you?
Mad.
Okay, so we've already kind of talked a lot about this character who is next.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to segment our way right into this and talk about Luke Castellan.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. So how terrible
Hmm.
is Luke?
I like how you did that one. It's terrible because yeah.
Yeah, how terrible. Well, we can change it up a bit. Um, how terrible is Luke in Sea of Monsters compared to the book?
Mm-hmm.
1 out of 10.
uh, yeah. I'm really like, I'm really grasping here for something to put him like at least even like a 1.5. But I'm sorry, he's still a 1 out of 10 for me. I I don't know. He's okay. First of all, he just comes back and like after getting chucked off a freaking like 50-story building, he's somehow alive and he looks to Percy. He's like, next time you
Make
what?
it's like make sure it's not a demigod who
Yeah,
knows how to
next
swim.
time you like throw someone off a building, make sure it's not a
Hmm.
demigod that swims. And it's
Hmm.
like, I wasn't doubting the fact that you couldn't swim. I was doubting the fact that you could survive this fall, and it's like that already was weird. And now he has this weird teleporting device, which is like, okay, what the hell? Why do you have a teleporting device? That's broken. Then Luke is just like, I don't know. He like goes to chase Percy, and he's
Hmm.
like, what does he say to him? Uh, no, no, 'cause Percy was like escaping on a wave that he made, like trying to catch up to Annabeth and Tyson on the boat.
Uh-huh.
Luke jumps onto the wave and he's somehow standing on the wave with Percy,
Yes.
which
Like
makes no
how?
sense. When I was watching in the theaters before, like the first time, my
Hmm.
original thought, I still remember this. I don't know why I remember this. When he did that, I was like, oh, that makes sense because he's a demigod. And now I'm knowledgeable,
No.
and I'm like, wait, hold on a
But you're
minute.
like, actually,
How in the
no.
hell? Yeah, I don't know. That's a no, that's a problem. But yeah, freaking Luke. He's awesome. I love Luke. He's my freaking he's great in the movies, of course. You know the movies just 10 out of 10, my friends. Woo! Yeah, no, 1 out of 10. He
Yeah.
doesn't deserve
One.
any of that. And he's just like,
Mhm.
he's just kind of annoying too. He's like, oh yeah, I want to revive Lord Kronos. And Kronos has no impact in the story. He's just like, I want to revive him. And then Kronos eats him. And it's like, okay. Um, I mean,
Oh,
there were two things though that I was okay with. The first thing was the line. I mean, everybody likes this line, but don't walk on my roof. I mean,
don't walk on my
that
roof.
one was pretty
Honestly,
was funny
literally everyone likes that line, and like I'm down with it.
because it's something you would hear or see in PJO. That's why people like
Mhm.
it. Like,
Yes, that's a very PJO thing
don't walk
to
on my
have
roof.
been
What are
like
you
put
doing?
into
Like,
dialogue.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel really bad for Luke. He had so much potential, but you know what? We talked about it a lot in the last one. I already raged like hell, but yeah, Luke, 1 out of 10. He sucked. Yeah, poor guy. I don't know. I just like I could literally like when I say this and I mean this like I
Mhm.
love like Luke as a character in the books, and
Yeah.
just I could really go on for days about the problems that I have from him in the movies just because there's so much
Hmm.
metaphorical stuff, literal stuff, intertwined,
Yep.
everything. I can really go on about it, like how he views society, how his ideologies of society kind of like are like a flipped coin of Percy. I could really like talk about this for a while, but the point is
Yeah.
that just everything that they built up for the story of Percy Jackson for Luke, not there. Nothing is there.
Mhm.
So, poor guy. You guys 1 out
Yeah.
of 10. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So,
lovely,
yep. Nope. Understand. Understandable.
understandable.
Yep. Yep. All right. So, this is where we stopped last time.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not gonna stop this time. We're gonna keep
Haha.
going. You know why?
Twist.
Because we actually have two other main characters in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
as compared to the first movie.
Yep.
So, next question.
Oh. Oh.
How good or terrible is Tyson in The Sea of Monsters compared to the book
Mm-hmm.
from 1 to 10?
Huh. So yeah, this one we didn't talk about last time because Tyson wasn't in the last book or the last
Yes,
book
in the
or
last
movie
movie.
even. So
Yeah, yeah, he also wasn't in the
yeah.
book.
Okay, so I'm just ranking him generally based on this. Okay. Tyson. Tyson is supposed to be like a childish and like, like everything is new to him. And they kind of do that a little bit, but they kind of just make him seem more stupid than childish. Like Tyson's a
Childish.
pretty intelligent person.
Yes.
Like
Well, he's also very
he's a
crafty.
mechanic, right? He's
Yes.
he's a mechanic. He's not a mechanic in the movie because why do we need that? We don't need another
Hmm.
anything. But um,
Yeah, and he made that whole like watch for Percy.
yes, yes, the
Yeah.
shield that
Yes,
was
the
sick.
watch that turned into a shield. Yep.
Yes, there was that. The main problem though, I think this is like just this is the problem I have with him the most. It's the way how he was introduced. How in the book he was already Percy's friend. Like Percy would like help him with like the bullies at the school because they both went to the same school because
Yes.
Poseidon directed Tyson to Percy's school so they can become
Tyson.
friends,
Yes.
and they became friends. Tyson helped him out in the dodgeball match, which was awesome.
Hmm.
But we don't
Yes.
need to talk about that because it's not in the book. It's not in the movie. um,
Hmm.
Tyson like freaking grabs the freaking fireball and just, that was great. But
Hmm.
then it's like and it's funny because like he had no idea he was a Cyclops his entire time, and Annabeth is like, oh, why are you hanging around him? And it's like, what do you mean? What's wrong with him? Why is it? And he's like, everybody makes fun of Tyson. I don't get why. And then she's like, look, he's a Cyclops. And he's like, what the fuck? And
What? Yeah.
then
I love how Percy was just like, what? Like he's literally like that surprised Pikachu
yeah. I'm gonna put that picture up on the screen.
meme. Yes, no, Percy's literally like,
What the
what?
hell? Yeah, and
Yeah.
what's it called? also he kind of just waltz in, like in the movie, he just waltzes into camp, and it's like, I'm a son of Poseidon, and they make it seem like, whoa, he's a son of Poseidon, but it's not even that big a deal because most Cyclops in Greek mythology, most Cyclopses are uh, from, or most of them are descendants of Poseidon. So
Yeah, it's like 90% of
it's not a
Cyclopses
big
like
deal.
are children of Poseidon or
Yeah,
descendants of Poseidon. So it's like
not a freaking big deal. But
yeah.
when it comes to like this one, like in the book, he can't get into camp, and the only way he gets into camp is because Annabeth lets him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say I'm gonna give Tyson like uh you where do I put this boy?
Yeah, this is honestly kind of hard because it's like I guess we could look at it as is he better than the other characters?
Uh, I like it's just like at this point I mean this is a slightly opinionated, of course. It's gonna be slightly opinionated, but at this point I just don't
Mhm.
care. Like I didn't
Yeah.
care. I'm like, oh, you know what? Like, I was just soaking up anything I could get from Tyson, and there
Mhm.
was a little bit. So I'm not gonna just completely dog on Tyson. I mean, I already said why the problems. I just don't think there's like any big problem. I think there's just a bunch
Yeah.
of small problems. Not like the other characters where it's like they have like huge like Percy. He's bland and he not even like doesn't seem like the main character. Annabeth,
Hmm.
none of her storylines there. Like like not like that. But like Tyson
Yeah,
is just a little bit lessened. So
exactly.
um, is it wrong for me to put it at a 6 out of 10?
Honestly, no.
No, okay.
Just remember like what we talked about last time, like a five is like you meet him halfway.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So I'm a little bit above halfway. So
uh-huh.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'll put him at a six out
Yeah.
of ten. He's he's Tyson
Mhm.
and he's there. Just even the fact that they put him in the movie is like a miracle. So
Honestly.
like if there was a character you think they would
Yeah.
like, I mean I'm not saying cut Tyson, but like from
Yeah.
like
Well, especially
usually
for
they would cut a
this
character
one.
like this. Like usually they would just
Yeah.
do that and like replace it for like Grover again or Clarice, right?
Yeah.
But they added him, so I'm like, you know what, whatever.
Hmm.
It wasn't bad. Like compared to like the like everything is just
Yeah.
off from this movie. That like something that's like even like slightly decent seems like just incredible. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like I was like, okay, you
Yeah.
know what? Like this isn't too bad. So yeah, you know what?
Hmm.
I'm fine with putting Tyson at a 6 out of 10. I think that's a
Yeah.
good one for me. So
Hmm.
and just one more thing. This has nothing to do with Tyson. I just want to bring this up before I forget.
Yeah.
Um, uh, this was like the first book where like Percy and Annabeth had like any type of like affection. And I'm like, we didn't even get that. Annabeth like
It's
kisses him on the cheek, and I'm like, yes,
no
sir.
on Circe's island when she hugs him and says,
Ah,
"I'm glad you're not a guinea pig."
oh,
And
no.
then they're just both like beat red, and it's like,
Ah, mad,
mm.
mad.
Yes. And then that one part
Yeah.
at the end when she gets injured and she has to wear the golden fleece and the
Oh
writing
my
back on the
God,
rainbow.
I
And,
forgot about that.
and he
You're a
says,
genius,
"You're a
Annabeth.
genius."
No, what do we know? You stupid friggin' movie. Oh.
Yeah, okay, cool. So 6 out of 10 for Tyson.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
Cool, cool. Honestly though, I'll reiterate this later. I do agree with you that I think that he is the best, the like better off character
Yep.
out of all the ones here because like it's the rest just like oh, I don't know how else to put it because you know.
Yeah.
How good or bad is Clarice LaRue in The Sea of Monsters compared to the book? 1 out of 10
Yeah.
or one.
You know what? I haven't really thought about this one too much. Okay, I'm gonna do it again like how I just like I'm gonna break it down. So, first
Mhm.
things first is she looks nothing like how Clarice is described. Um, so she doesn't look. Also, Clarice is supposed to be like a bodybuilder and like she's supposed to be like,
Oh, she's supposed to be like really buff
yeah,
and
like
like ready
and
for
like vicious
battle
and like
or
a
like
big bully. But in this one, she just seems
yes.
like, I don't know, she just seems snarky and like just like, oh, I'm better than you, Percy. But like she's really not. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't
Um,
know. Like, okay, so
while
she,
you're thinking, I just want to add on to what you were saying earlier about their relationship like later on in the books.
yeah,
You see how she like her aspect of him changes because when him and Annabeth finally get together in The Last Olympian,
yeah.
after the war is done, she's the one, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, she's the one that yells out, "Well, it's about time,"
What?
and like leads like after like Percy and Annabeth get together because they're like
Oh
at the
my
dining
freaking
pavilion.
god!
Do you
Yes,
remember? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
I
like I'm
actually
pretty sure she's the one that
no she,
like created that watch
no
party,
she is because I
basically.
remember
Yeah.
I was reading like someone made like an entire like drawing like
Uh-huh.
someone drew that entire scene and I'm like reading this I'm like this is amazing but
Yeah.
it was Clarice. Clarice goes, it's well, it's about time, and they turn around like the entire freaking camp is there, and Clarice is like
Yeah.
leading the charge, and they're like the
Yeah.
lovebirds need to cool off, and then like they bring
Did
them to the
they throw
river.
them in the new lake?
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
Clarice ships it.
Yeah, so Clarice, Clarice is the Percival shipper, and that's canon. So
Uh,
like it's like she actually cares about them, you
yes.
know? Like and wants them to live happy lives.
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously this is later on, but like sh her character is way more than just like the bully that she started out with in The Lightning Thief. And if we had properly gotten her in The Lightning Thief like that, the buildup would have been so much better. And like the little moments of like Percy letting her, carry the fleece out at the end,
Yeah.
like would it be just that much more meaningful
Yeah.
if like her awful self was like in the Lightning Thief movie, how
She
it should have been.
she really just felt like a throwaway side character in the movie. Like she was just
Hmm.
there to beef on
Yeah.
some non-existent insecurity that Percy should have never had, and
Yeah, and like if you're a moviegoer and you're only watching this as a movie, you're gonna think that well, I mean, more than likely going to think that this is really random. Like, why would they
yes,
create this character that like hates him and
yes,
stuff? And like, this is like super random that all of a sudden they're like adding this other character into
yeah,
the mix while also adding the new character of Tyson into the mix. Like, typically in movies, you don't like, sometimes you get two, but typically you get like one main new character like per movie.
yeah,
So it was just
and
yeah, no, it's just the way they went about it was not great.
to just build off of just a quick thing right here, um,
Hmm.
I, there. I mean, another big problem, of course, is just the fact that she doesn't appear in the last movie, and like in the first book, she's really
Hmm.
apparent in the first book, like she like shoves Percy in in the toilet, and then like they
Yeah.
fight, right?
Well, he finds her at Capture the Flag
Yeah,
right before he's claimed,
so
so
she's a pretty
yeah.
important part of the book. So her having like her being a character in the next book just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's not like around out of nowhere for the second movie, but
Yeah.
um, there is one scene though that I really want to touch on that I just I know why they didn't add it to the movie because they didn't do it for the last movie they did for the Lightning Thief movie, but
Hmm.
the scene I'm talking about and it's probably one of the most important parts, and it's so funny because they even touched on this in the freaking musical. I can't, and she doesn't
Yes,
even
shout
have
out
this
to the
scene.
musical.
Shout out to the musical again. She doesn't even have this type of scene in the Lightning Thief, but um, there's a part where it's like she really wants to impress her dad, and she's
Hmm.
talking to Ares, and Ares like kind of she's like arguing with Ares, but Ares is just getting pissed off, and Ares like holds up like his hand, and she
Hmm.
flinches. So there's a little bit of abuse going on over there,
Yes.
and it's really
That's
interesting because it's
right.
like you see her as like this tough girl, like oh I want to be the best, right? Then you really
Hmm.
see this part, and like Percy sees it, and it's like oh crap. And
Mhm.
it's interesting because like Percy just came off of fighting Ares, which didn't happen in the
What?
movie because frick that. But
Yeah. Right.
he just came off of fighting Ares in the book, and it's like, oh shoot, like he's even a piece of shit to his freaking family. So
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
he and
Are
even
we surprised though?
Percy's dialogue, it's like he says it's not like he like scolds her or anything. It's
Yeah.
he understands her. Like he understands wanting to impress their parents, even when
Uh-huh.
they don't seem like they're worth it, right? It's
Hmm.
it's 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 something that Percy just does, and I'm like, oh, it's so perfect how they just intertwine. Like it's that moment for me that really just like gets like their understanding going, and that
Hmm.
was not there because why do we need it? We just need more filler and more useless plot and more like, oh, I'm the
Yep.
best. I want to be the best because I am Clarice, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Nope. No,
So
I get it.
so while we're talking about this, I think I made my clear answer here. I
Huh.
wouldn't put it at a 2 out of 10. I'd say I'd put it at a 3 out of 10. Yeah,
3 out of 10.
yeah.
Ah.
It's like again the fact that they even added her gets her a point in my opinion. So like
Yeah, because she wasn't even
she
added
wasn't
in the
even
first
added in the
movie.
first freaking place. So
So,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
That's what I say. Clarice
No,
Larue as a 3 out of 10.
I think it makes sense.
Ooh,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
The way you laid it out makes sense. Yeah.
Holy
Okay.
crap.
Cool. So that was your ranking
Yes.
for the Sea of Monsters movie.
Thank God.
Woo! Thank God there isn't a third one that we have to rank, right?
Oh, yeah, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
so yeah, that was
All
the
very
freaking
valid,
what?
all very valid and well explained. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
So that
awesome.
was my ranking of the Sea of Monsters for the movie, from the adaptation, from some of the characters. Yeah. So yeah,
Y'all make sure to drop your opinions in the comments on
mm-hmm.
that PGO guys video.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, and also go check out Reader4ever6. Got some freaking
yes,
epic
my part
content.
will be next.
Oh yes,
So yeah,
go check out her part when it comes out. That's gonna be awesome.
yes,
Um,
heck yeah.
also, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this. Like,
Hmm.
make sure to just I don't know, maybe subscribe if you want. To both of our channels. That'd be sick. Uh, leave a
Be
comment.
nice.
We will. We love these conversations. Like about
Oh yeah.
it's fun. We enjoy it. So
Hmm.
yeah. What
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, even if you like the movie, tell us why, right? It completely all right. Like
Yeah.
no discrimination here. We're good,
Hmm.
yeah. Thank you for watching. Uh,
Yep.
be cool, be awesome, be
Be kind.
kind to each other, and yeah,
Be kind to each
that was the
other. And
video.
yeah,
We will see you.
go change the world or
Yeah,
something.
go change the world like Percy. You could do it. Not
Yeah,
movie Percy, book Percy. Yeah.
go be a book Percy.
And we are finally done with these stupid movies. There's no more left, but there will be one more part, so you get to suffer one more time. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We will see you guys later.
All
Bye
right. Bye,
bye.
everyone.
Bye bye.